I remember, sir, during my preparation, even in my low periods,
Hmm.
I used to see a lot of your interview videos. As you said, sir, like it feels that only I am suffering all of this. But then
Right.
I saw that people in your videos, in your interviews, were doing 8 to 10 hours of PSU bank jobs, and then they were actually
Right.
removing time, taking out time for FRM, and then they were preparing and getting fantastic quartiles as well. So
Right.
that was one period where actually your interviews helped me cope up a lot with my situation.
And when you came out of the exam, what was the confidence level that okay, whether I will clear the exam or not?
Sir, I was satisfied. Like I knew that I will be able to crack the exam, but again, I was full of anxiety because I even in my 10th and 12th I never went above 85%, so I was full of anxiety.
Okay. Now, what are the quartiles that you have got?
So in the four books, I have got 1, 2 to 1 quartiles, sir.
Okay, that's a very good quartile because getting into first and second quartile is not easy. Okay, especially in book three and book four, which is generally where people end up scoring good in their exam because everybody is focusing on
Right,
the
sir.
last two book because of the weightage. So this quartiles are really good. Now, if I ask you that if somebody is preparing for the exam, okay, based on your experience, what should be the three tips that you can give to them? Hello, guys. I hope everybody is doing good. And this is Ganesh Naik. I help finance professionals and students to excel in their career and become a better version of themselves. And I also help students preparing for competitive exams in finance. Today, I have with me one of my students who has been able to clear the FRM level one exam. Omkar is there, and he's going to be talking about his journey of preparing for the exam, the way he started, how many chapters he completed in the initial time frame, what was the challenges that he faced. He's going to be talking about that. So, Omkar, thank you very much for taking out time and talking to us. So, for the audience, if you can tell that when you started the preparation for FRM, what was your background, or basically a brief introduction?
Yes, so hello everybody. My name is Omkar, and I am currently a second year BBA student in the IPM program of TAPI Management Institute, TAPMI, Manipal. So I have no formal background in finance. I'm doing a BBA general.
Okay, okay. So, when you started the preparation for FRM, you were in the second year of your college. Am I correct?
Uh, I was in my first year, first semester, sir.
Okay, so after 12th, first year has
After
started.
12th.
First year started. You have started with FRM, correct?
Yes, sir. Like plan was like that, but then it got delayed by 2 months. So I started effectively last year November.
Okay, okay.
Last to last year
So
November.
initially you were planning to go for August attempt, and then it got pushed to November. Am I correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now, when you started the preparation, how was the initial 2 3 months? Was it in full swing or was it slightly slow?
Sir, initial 2, 3 months, as I said, I have no formal background in finance. So initial two, three
Hmm.
months I was completely lost. Like I was not understanding like a thing.
Okay.
It was January when I actually went to my home for my winter holidays, where my parents consoled me and they got me back on track. So from January, I started my serious preparations.
And when did you join us for the exam preparation?
Sir, I joined you for the exam preparation in August with your question bank pack, sir.
Yes. And with respect to the preparation also, okay. So basically from Jan till August, okay, before you started solving the question bank, what was the
Yes, sir.
flow? What were you doing? You were only reading Schwezer or you were reading some other book?
Sir, my entire preparation has been on the basis of Schweizer's only, and Schweizer's has been very instrumental in my preparation. And secondly, sir, till around July, sir, my preparation was around 3 to 4 hours a day,
Okay.
June, July. And
Hmm.
after post June, July, sir, actually, there was a period where I had a pretty bad low where I was struggling with quants, and I really got upset with it. So then I increased my hours to around 8 to 10 hours for FRM every day,
Okay.
post
Okay.
June, July.
So you had completed one reading till the July end. Am I correct? One reading of the entire
Yes,
content. And what
yes, yes,
the
sir. Yes,
solving also, you started post August only. Is it?
No, sir. So what I did was my plan was basically that if I'm preparing, I'm starting early, and if I'm going for the later attempt,
Hmm.
not August but November. So my plan was to stop my preparation in August end and only solve question banks and mocks.
Okay.
So I was solving the chapter by chapter questions
Hmm.
side by side, but after August I only solved mocks and only question banks.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So, in the entire journey from the start till the end, okay, being a college student, okay, was there a period that you missed on preparing for like few days or few weeks? You could not sit and prepare for your FRM exam. Was there any situation like that?
Yes, sir. Definitely, I have faced a lot of situations like these. But there lies a key in consistency. That what I realized, because there was a period in June July where I was not able to give time to FRM properly. 7 8 days I was not able to study, but post that it was just like restarting. Like it was like I went totally blank after that.
Okay.
So consistency is key, according
So
to
your
me.
flow generally gets break, and then you don't get confidence when you're reading again. That yes, do I
Yes,
remember
yes,
or
yes.
not?
Absolutely, sir.
Okay.
Absolutely, sir.
With respect to the question bank solving, so you were solving our question bank. So what is the average accuracy you were getting?
Sir, average accuracy that I was getting was around, I don't remember the average accuracy, sir, but
Hmm.
the mocks which I scored, my mock average scores was around 65 to 70.
Okay, 65 to 70 score. Now, how many mocks did you solve before the exam?
Sir, I took the help of analyst prep mocks also. So I solved three analyst prep mocks, two previous year paper mocks, and the five which you provided.
Okay. And overall, the average score was around 65, around about 65.
The overall average score exact was 69, sir.
And in the GAP sample paper, the latest one, what was the score?
So the GARP sample paper was 62, the second one.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Now, when you so in the through till by the time you reach the exam date, okay, how many times you had read the Kaplan's book, special book?
So a lot of times, like around 5 to 6 times.
Okay, five to take six
Right.
times. You had planned also initially that you'll be reading this much.
My initial plan was reading around 2 to 3 times,
Okay.
but there were phases where I told you, right.
Hmm.
So I was not getting time to prepare,
Mhm.
and when I used to start it again, I
Right.
used to feel blank. So in that fear only, I used to read the entire book. Like take a
Okay.
week and read the entire book.
Okay. Okay. Now, when you went for the exam, the actual exam, how was the first 1 hour? Were you able to pick up questions? Did you find difficult question? Did you got panic? What happened?
Sir, I in my first 15 minutes was very chaotic. Like seeing so much of theory, like the questions were clearly not meant to be solved. Matlab, it was very confusing in the format they were created.
Hmm.
So first 15 minutes was chaotic, but post that I went in a flow till around 25th question. I solved every question, but the 25th to 30th question were very difficult. So then
Okay.
I shifted to the 99th question. Then I started solving backwards.
So you change your strategy in between as you were adapting to the exam level.
Yeah, I changed my strategy, and I had a very different strategy, sir,
Mhm.
as compared to what I got from my seniors in TAPME. I scanned through all the questions and solved some of the questions which I liked, which I could recognize. Then I rescanned all the questions. Then I solved the questions again I could recognize, which I could recognize. So I scanned the paper again and again and again and again to find the questions which were 100% that I could do.
Okay. Okay. And by the time you
Because,
reach, so 3 4 times you have scanned, how many questions were still
yes,
left?
yes. So 14 questions were left. 14 questions were left.
And then how did?
Particularly, I remember
Hmm.
those questions were from ML and
That's fine. I mean,
time series.
we're not looking for a topic as such. But what was the approach that you used for those 14 questions in the last? How much time was left also?
Sir, in last 15 questions, about half an hour was left.
And how did you manage those 15 questions?
So it was for me. It was now getting like a calculated guess.
Okay. Okay.
So that strategy, like eliminate. So if this is not the answer, this is not the answer. This is the answer.
Okay. Okay. And you were able to complete everything in the 4 hour time frame.
I completed my paper, sir, 5 minutes earlier.
Okay. And how many theory, how many calculation question was there in your attempt?
Sir, I had around 75 to 80 questions which were theory, and 15, 20, 25 questions which were calculation based.
Okay. Okay. And these calculation based questions were very tough or they were manageable?
Some of them were tough, I would say. Like some of the questions were from black shoals which came, which they
You
were
found it tough,
a bit
basically. Hmm.
intensive, right?
So,
But solvable.
but it would take more time to solve. So you
Yes,
might
yes,
not have the
yes.
luxury of time during that period, right?
Exactly, sir.
Okay.
Exactly.
And when you came out of the exam, what was the confidence level that okay, whether I will clear the exam or not?
Sir, I was satisfied. Like I knew that I will be able to crack the exam, but again, I was full of anxiety because I even in my 10th and 12th, I never went above 85%. So I was full of anxiety.
Okay. Now, what are the quartiles that you have got?
So in the four books, I have got one, two, two, one quartiles, sir.
Okay, that's a very good quartile because getting into first and second quartile is not easy. Okay, especially in book three and book four, which is generally where people end up scoring good in their exam because everybody's focusing on
Right,
the
sir.
last two book because of the weightage. So this quartiles are really good. Now, if I ask you that if somebody is preparing for the exam, okay, based on your experience, what should be the three tips that you can give to them?
Sir, so my first tip to everybody would be that no matter what happens, you don't stop the preparation.
Okay.
Like there will be lows, there will be highs.
Hmm.
So you never stop. So consistency is the key. Second tip would be persistence is also the key. So every time you sit to study, you know that you will not be able to get the topic, but the key lies within. Even if you know that you will not be able to do it, you still bang your head at it and try more and more and more.
Hmm.
And the third would be like as Ganesh sir also says that start your preparation early, and start your preparation early so that you have time at the last to solve the question papers, to give time to what is important.
Right.
So that would be my three advices, sir.
Perfect. And how you mentioned the first point, right? How did you manage the low period? Right? You a low period. I'm assuming that you're solving, you're not getting correct answer. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, how did you manage all of that?
There was a particular way, sir. Like I understood, sir, that if I'm not able to get the concept, it is important to spend more time with the concept.
Okay.
So instead of studying for 4 to 5 hours, sir, I increased my hours from 8 to 10. And every day I had a routine in the morning that
Okay.
I used to get up and something like this, sir. I used to write this paper every day.
Okay. We are
So
not actually we are not
if
able
you
to
are
see that, but if you can read,
just
ha.
just a second, sir. I'll just remove the background. Yes,
Uh-huh.
sir. So I used to write the formulas every day like this, and all the formulas I used to write them. So the
Okay.
more I
Interesting.
used to write the formulas, the more ideas I used to get about how should I remember these formulas. So
Okay.
I made my own tips and tricks of remembering all these formulas by writing them every day. So another tip to all the people would be the more time you spend, the more time you
Hmm.
give to this profession, the more ideas you will get that how to remember it.
Okay, okay. That's an interesting point. That's an interesting point, and especially for students, this point is very important because they have time and they can utilize their time in remembering formulas or having a ritual, the morning ritual of just going through the textbook or going through the book sheet, which can help them to remember the concept, important one. So this is very interesting, and this will really help a lot of students. And thank you, Omkar, for taking out time and talking to us because all of these interviews that we are trying to do is we are trying to help students to get an understanding that how other people have cleared their exam. Okay, because every time you prepare, okay, you feel that okay, I am the only one who is facing so much challenge, I am the only one who is not getting time, but you realize that there are so many other people, working people, okay, who are doing their full time job, they are able to prepare for the exam. All of this will help them to motivate and go for the exam and prepare properly. So
Right,
thank
sir.
you
Right.
again, Omkar, for taking
Sir,
out
one
time and
one
talking.
last point, sir.
Yeah.
I remember, sir, during my preparation, even in my low periods,
Hmm.
I used to see a lot of your interview videos, and
Okay.
then because in as a normal student, I never used to understand that, as you said, sir, like it feels that only I am suffering all of this. But then
Right.
I saw that people in your videos, in your interviews, were doing 8 to 10 hours of PSU bank jobs, and then they were actually
Right.
removing time, taking out time for FRM, and then they were preparing and getting fantastic quartiles as well. So
Right.
that was one period where actually your interviews helped me cope up a lot with my situation.
Okay, okay, interesting. Because I realize that this exam is not very tough. It's the discipline of the person who's preparing for the exam, and if he's able to give good amount of time, okay, decent good amount of time to prepare for the exam and consistently prepare, he should be able to clear the exam. So that is one thing that all the students who are going to be watching this interview also should realize and focus on that to clear the exam. So
Right, sir. Right, sir.
Omkar, thank you very much for taking out time and talking to us. This interview is going to be really helpful for a lot of other students. Thank you.